some kind of magic that lies underneath. Could have been tragic, but we found the peace. Up to the mountains and under the sheets we go. We go. Work hard and sleepless and wait for the dream. No time to regret what we haven't seen. Letdowns and freakouts and storm clouds and ice below. We made it out, made it out. Good life with a couple bad times, a million mistakes, but we made it out fine. This life, yeah, it always finds a way to lead us to these for coming this far, but things turned around when I turned on my heart. I'll thank the sun when it heals all my scars for good, for good. Thought it was impossible, but we always find a way of looking out over these heights that we never thought we'd say. We made it out, made it out. Good life with a couple bad times, a million mistakes, but we made it out fine. This life, yeah, it always finds a way to lead us to these She was dancing, she was smiling, Mrs. Blooming on her cheeks. In a quiet kind of litany, she accepted some defeat. And then she twirled into the arms of disgrace and then repelled. Now she's fallen to her knees, but you couldn't ever tell. And then she asked me how we got here. I told her I don't know. And if you keep on asking, I'll just keep saying so. This isn't what I wanted, it isn't what you need. Or let them keep on talking, just calm yourself and don't you pay them any mind. Don't you pay them any mind. You know this happens every time. Why don't you pay them any mind? With a mother with like sandbags on the eyes that she closes just to open as the sirens rolling by. And then she's off to tell a secret to a friend somewhere in town. And her friend just takes a moment and asks why I'm not around. And then she asked me how we got here. I told her I don't know. And if you keep on asking, I'll just keep saying so. This isn't what I wanted, it isn't what you need. Or let them keep on talking, just calm yourself and don't you pay them any mind. Don't you pay them any mind. You know this happens every time. Why don't you pay them any mind? And then she asked me how we got here. I told her I don't know. And if you keep on asking, I'll just keep saying so. This isn't what I wanted, it isn't what you need. Or let them keep on talking, just calm yourself and don't you pay them any mind. Don't you pay them any mind. You know this happens every time. Why don't you pay them any mind?
What's up, everyone?
I tell you what,
I don't think anybody saw it on camera because we weren't like clicked and locked in yet. But that was one of the more athletic things I've ever done. I mean, it was a full sprint, jump onto the stage because I realized there was 4 seconds left on the countdown.
And that says a lot for you.
Hey, you know, speed. I am a thick human. I'm large. I'm wide. But I promise you, I still got a little bit of quickness in these feet.
He's a little nimble.
Quick Feet Fink is my nickname, okay?
So, welcome to this Gen Live.
It is good to see you guys. Hey, thank you.
Thank you, Becca.
Thank you, Becca.
The fan showed up.
The fan. We are joined by some friends here today. We're excited about this. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time together. We got a lot of fun stuff planned. But before we get to all that fun stuff, got some important things for you guys to know. The first thing is this. Next Wednesday night, we are actually going to be having a very cool graduation event for seniors. So if you are a senior, make sure you are signed up for that event on the app. And we love to celebrate you at This Gen Live because we got some cool stuff planned with that. And I actually know I can see at least 3 or 4 seniors in this room that are already signed up for that event. So it's going to be great. Can't wait for it. Also, yesterday, we went down to Garden City.
Oh, boy, and it got me hyped.
I am hyped because camp this year is going to be awesome. So if you're not signed up for camp yet, I'm looking at you. Over there, I see you guys. You're not signed up for camp yet. A lot of other people are already signed up for camp. But hey, we got a lot of people coming. It's going to be awesome. We got some really cool things planned. I can't wait for it.
Yep, it's going to be a good time. Remember, June 17th through the 20th, please sign up through the app.
Right there. Super easy. Very easy. So we're going to go ahead and dive in today.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a lot of fun planned. We've got some great people joining us on this stage. They're 2 of my favorite students to make fun of in the world, and their names are Tucker and Campbell Smithwick.
They're brothers, and they weren't even sitting together.
Thank you, Bensfield. Hey, at some point, we're going to get this live audience engaged through cheering and clapping. It might take a few weeks.
You guys are allowed to make noise.
Everybody knows you're here. We're not breaking any.
Thanks, Dylan. That was literally just so you guys know that there's actually people here.
Hey, Justin Schools, shout out to you, my friend. Thanks for starting that. Campbell, Tucker, good to see you boys. We got a phenomenal game that we're about to play.
We sure do, and that game is called Build a Beard.
Build a Beard. How many of you guys have ever built a bear before here, this audience? Yep. Andrew, Sally, and Dylan Jordan, why have you guys built bears before?
Like personally or for like
was it
your
for
wife, Dylan?
Oh, 8th grade girlfriend is what Dylan Jordan's talking about. Let's just move on here.
All right, so the way this game is going to work is we need 2 more participants from the audience. And yes, I pre-selected them because this game isn't for everyone. So,
who?
Jordan Smith, otherwise known as Cupcake, and Christian Kelly, please join us on stage.
Hey, give it up for those guys.
So, boys, you can come to the front as well.
Jacob, they're starting to get it. They're starting to make noises. Hey, I love you guys. Georgetown. You got the deep baritones. We need to hear it from you guys. All right? Just, hey, my name's Brock.
So,
all right?
Christian, Cupcake, you guys decide who wants to be blindfolded.
This game's going to be awesome because there's going to be blindfolds. There's going to be shaving cream.
There you go.
And there's going to be beards being put together. And I honestly cannot wait for this.
Tie this on yourself if you can't.
Our boy Jacob made a great point with Tucker. We're kind of having him be bearded because, well, as you can see, Tucker is growing his beard out. And maybe, just maybe, if we leave the shaving cream on long enough, he will cut it. Now, here's the thing. I can't really talk any junk about you. Because if you zoom in real tight on this beautiful face of mine, this honestly, it's 6, I'm a 6 or a 7. I've recognized it. I'm not a 9 or a 10. I recognize it. But I also can't grow any facial hair. So, hey, Bensfield, your mustache is looking fantastic, by the way. Way to go, buddy. Way to persevere. You're 30 years old and you finally got a good mustache, okay? So, I'm excited about this. Jacob, will you talk them through what this is going to look like?
All right, so you're not supposed to be sitting on the stool, Christian. Get off. Sit on the stool, young Cupcake. Tucker, go take your place on the other one.
Young Cupcake.
I don't trust my brother.
From here.
That is a great mumble rap name.
I love how we
Young
put the blindfolds
Cupcake
on before. I got you.
That's going to work real well.
So your brother is right here.
Well, should we take off the glasses?
I already took off a hat.
Tucker, can you see it all without glasses?
He is blurry, and he is right in front of me.
He is blurry.
You are blurry.
His face is right there.
Cannot see gamer.
here is your shaving cream.
Bad. Trip, you're doing a great job. This is a beautiful shot. Hey,
It is a good shot.
it's a great shot.
Tucker without glasses is interesting.
I don't
So,
know if I've ever seen Tucker without glasses.
You guys will have
Or
1
That's a
minute
good point. That's a good point.
to build the best beard you can on your partner. Partner, give them a little bit of guidance so they're not spraying off at the couch or something. But you will have exactly 1 minute, and then our audience will decide who has the best beard. And yes, we did this because Tucker needs to shave his. So, I'll slip through there. You will have 1 minute when I say go.
I'm warning you, I'm gonna pour.
Go.
And go.
Oh. Campbell, I'm going to be completely honest. You have not got a single bit of shaving cream on his face. You're honestly just punching his face with a shaving cream bottle. This is...
Get a bit of that neck.
It landed on the carpet. We didn't move the carpet. Why do we keep doing this to this,
so
Jen?
much. This is so much more than I. You're pouring more on.
Oh, this is bad. We just made another mess. Sorry, Stuart. We did it again.
Stuart doesn't watch, it's fine.
Oh, what happened over here?
Yes, 20 seconds.
Build it. Campbell, you're a baseball player. You've seen Field of Dreams. Build it. They will come.
10 seconds.
There you go.
I can't get this off my hand. This was a bad idea.
6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
and put the shaving cream down.
Can't breathe.
Hey, Christian, slide over.
It looks like you have a second chin.
It's okay. I have a double chin, too. We'll move for the camera.
All right, so if you think Christian and Cupcakes is the best, make some noise.
Oh, boy.
I really hope the next person gets more noise. And Tucker.
Okay, we're. Here's the thing. Everybody's watching online. We need them to know we're having fun, okay? So we need engagement here, okay? If you think Cupcake and Christian Kelly won, let me hear you. We are training our studio audience. I don't think Jimmy Fallon has this issue, but we're really.
Yeah, we don't have prompt cards. It's
All
like
right.
pause and
Hey, next week we're. Justin, that is your job next week. Just
just
applause,
sit
please.
right there. All right, and make some noise if you think Tucker's is the best. I would have to say Cupcake.
I think Cupcake is the winner.
So, you boys can go ahead, wipe off. Tucker, you now have to answer questions, which makes this so much better.
No, don't put it. Don't do that, Christian.
I'm sorry. Where do I put this?
I don't know where to put it. We did not calculate the cleanup for this show.
It'll be fine.
Here's the thing about me and Jacob. We're really good at creating ideas that are like 85% good. The last 15%, there's always problems that occur.
Yeah, this towel.
You look like a Yeti.
Yeah, this is not enough.
Well, it looks like you're just going to have to sit in the audience for the rest of the time like that.
I'm so sorry.
Who's on the worship team in here? We got anybody on the worship team? Anybody know the code for the back right there? Yeah, I gotta be on stage, Abby. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna leave stage?
It's in my eye.
Abby is very sassy today. She's clearly acting like a kook. She wants to be a pogue, but she's a kook, all right? Oh.
So, fun fact, apparently shaving cream makes Campbell gag, so.
All right, if you
Good to
boys
know.
go back there and take a left at the baptistry door, there is
I thought
towels
a towel,
on the shelf
one
that
towel
you
would
can
be
grab.
enough.
Where's this go?
Lily, will you hook them up with some towels, please? Thank you, thank you.
Where'd the towel go?
It's gone. All right, here's your hat, buddy.
That's not my hat.
That's your hat.
That's not his hat either. That's Cupcake's hat.
What is Cupcake's hat doing? Free hat. All right. I thought that game was pretty fun. It was much messier than I anticipated.
We should ask Tucker if he thinks it was fun.
You got a little schmutz on your beard.
It was very fun until my eyes were covered. I was not supposed to be blindfolded.
Well, are you claustrophobic at all? No. Oh, well, so you're fine. All right. So, interview time, boys.
All right, so I would have to say that took up more time than I thought.
Yeah, it was great. It was
was
perfect. Hey,
wonderful.
we look at the clock right now, perfect time.
Right?
Perfect
And
time.
You guys don't know that, but we do. Anyways, so you guys grew up together. You probably attended a lot of holiday dinners together. I would assume, at least I would hope.
Yeah.
A few.
What is your wildest story from a family holiday dinner?
I'll go first. My grandmother, it's kind of a running joke, kind of, but it's kind of every dinner, not just holiday dinners, but it'll get quiet, like, most dinners do,
Yeah.
and then she'll just run off some topic all the
just
way.
go.
Oh, and just go, and it can get a little inappropriate. But
Grandma?
Yes, grandma.
Grandma
But-
getting inappropriate.
but she doesn't
All right,
know.
Hey!
But she doesn't know. She'll just go, and so it's kind of every holiday. But it's pretty
How
pretty
many
hilarious.
of you guys are like you love your grandma? We want to clarify this. Grandmas are awesome. We love you, grandmas. How many of you guys have a grandma that definitely you're like, oh, I wish you wouldn't have said that in public? Anybody else? That's okay. So you are not alone, my friend.
Mine is always innocent too. That's the bad part.
They have no clue, but they just
But
go.
grandmas know how to party, man.
They do
really
know how to
do.
party. Hey, they lived a lot of life, they've said, we're here for a long time and a good time, all right? Like, we're going to have a great time here. So, all right, so question I want to ask you guys, okay? What does the term this gen mean to both of you?
All right, so to me, if anyone who goes to the church, they kind of know that I don't really go to a service. I'm kind of about everywhere else but service. So I do Kids Rock and I do C3. So volunteering and serving at C3 means a lot to me because, this gen, we're showing that we're supposed to make a difference. And when you're working at C3 or at Kids Rock and you're engaging with a parent or a student or a customer and you kind of get to share a bit of your story and hear a bit of theirs, it means a lot to know that you're connecting with them.
That was a great answer. Hey, let's give it up for Tucker. That was a phenomenal answer. Phenomenal answer.
Sometimes he can be
I got to
mature.
say this real quick. This center section bringing the juice. This right section bringing the juice.
It's Josh's fault. I would blame McEwen.
Georgetown boys.
100%.
I need you guys to be the anchors over here, okay? All right, great answer there. Campbell, what does this gen mean to you?
Yeah, I'm kind of similar with Tucker. I serve, but we go to the Thursday night service, and this gen's kind of been a part of our lives for a while now, since we've been going here for a while. But it's just cool to talk about because not everybody understands it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a misunderstood concept that this generation means everyone.
Yeah.
And some people don't understand that, so it's cool to just kind of share what it really means and what it means to me.
That's awesome. Now, Tucker, there's a difference between you and Campbell in regards of time being able to spend to serve, right? Like you just said it. You are here serving all the time. You work at C3 throughout the week. You help in Kids Rock and all this stuff. Campbell, you're gone for a lot of the weekends and because of your different baseball tournaments, and you are still able to be this gen and make an impact. How are some ways that you've seen yourself been given opportunity inside of a world that's not directly serving? You know what I'm saying? There's the difference there.
Most of my ministry isn't done in the church or even in this town. It's done all across the country, which is kind of cool because I get to meet thousands of kids, and it's cool to just share with them and their experiences because not all of them are the same like most everyone in here.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I love what both of you do because you both serve God in different ways. And even you, Tucker, you're not necessarily serving people inside the church because you are serving people in C3 a whole lot. They have no idea they're stepping into a church area, but you are able to impact them as well. So it's one of my favorite things about both of you is you guys step up to the plate and serve in such great ways. I absolutely love it.
So, you guys serve in different ways, like you said, and you both have your own respective ministries that you are really passionate about. Like Campbell, I know you just committed to Ole Miss to play baseball, which is stinking incredible because they're preseason #1. That's a big deal.
Thank you.
That's awesome, man. Congrats. And Tucker, you have been serving in Kids Rock for years, but
Since 6th grade.
yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's a
amazing.
long time.
But I know both of you guys have dreams of your own. What is your lifelong dream that God's laid on your heart?
Yes, again, kind of going back to baseball, being able to play in the MLB would be pretty cool because,
You know, I'm broadcasted upon millions of people.
Yeah.
And so if I could just share my ministry with
That'd be
just
awesome.
a few people over TV, that would be
That'd be
it.
pretty
awesome.
cool. That would be pretty awesome. That'd be pretty awesome. What about you, Tuck Tuck?
All right, so since I have no idea what job I want to do in my life, I have no dream there. I'm kind of just shooting for wherever I go, whatever I do, I can just kind of find my way to serve in whatever I can. Maybe like a mission trip, like mission trips, I don't know.
I love that answer, though.
Yeah.
Like, because I think you both just hit the sides. You have some people who have a very specific dream, a very specific calling in their life. That was me. Like, I knew that I wanted to go into ministry since I was in like 6th grade, and I knew this was the kind of stuff that I wanted to do. So like I was like, okay, I'm just from the get-go, I'm either doing that or I'm going to coach football. So that was always my get-go, and so I had a very specific dream. It was very much in the regard of you, Campbell, where I was like, this is where I want to go. Let's just fire everything towards it. What I love about what you said, Tucker, is probably a lot what Jacob experienced, where Jacob, you bounced around a lot before jumping into ministry. But both of you said, you know what, wherever God puts me, I'm going to serve. And that's a huge thing. And I want to say this to all the high schoolers and middle schoolers if you're watching online. It's this, like, you might not know where you want to go. You might not have any clue what you want to do. I know that there's several seniors in here. You might be wondering, like, I don't know what to do with my next phase in your life. But I promise you, if you have that mentality that Tucker just said, like, hey, wherever I go, I'm just going to serve, you're going to make a difference. I can promise you that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the general calling of anybody who
Yeah.
follows Jesus. And I love that for you guys because both of you have a really good head on your shoulders and like you kind of pair well together because you're polar opposites and it's amazing. And the reason why we ask you guys about like what are your dreams and an experience at the dinner table at a holiday is because this week we're talking about eating at the kids' table, which who's ever eaten at the kids' table at a family dinner, at a holiday dinner?
I still do.
Yeah, we're still stuck there.
I still do, and I'm 24. So, like,
I will say, kids' table's better, by the way.
it really
Let's be
is,
honest.
and there's a reason for that.
It is.
See, like, you know, you paint the picture, like, you come together for Thanksgiving, Easter, whatever it may be, and your dining room table holds 8 people, maybe, like, nice dining room table, and the extended family comes in, and suddenly you're bumped out of the adult table. And
Yeah.
your mom and dad either repurpose a coffee table or the poker table they use on Saturday nights, or maybe a Little Tykes preschool training table. Who knows? And your knees don't quite fit underneath, so you're like trying to like get comfortable and like
Stretching legs.
not really sure what to do. And you're paired with like your little brother or your 3 little cousins that are like picking their boogers and trying to flick it in your mac and cheese. And they're saying like, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Over and over again, as most kids do. And you look over at the adult table and you're like, wow, I bet the conversations they're having are incredible. They look like they're having a great time. I bet all of their conversations are really peaceful and full of fun. Well, I'll clue you in on something. I made it to the adult table once.
Yeah, and here comes grandma. Here comes grandma.
Shocking.
Here comes Grandma.
Shocking, given my personality. And I tell you what, the adult table isn't as great as you think it is because your grandma is talking about how Miriam's gonna go get an appendectomy, and then like your aunt's like, hey, my library just changed the reference books over to beside the classical studies. It's really exciting. And then your uncle brings up politics, and you're like, yeah, great. And then your grandma's like, are you dating anyone yet? And you're like, no, Grandma. You saw me 3 days ago. Nothing's changed. And there's like this long, awkward silence where like, apparently there's some unspoken drama that you didn't know about because you're only like 13 and like, there's like this big war between both sides of your family and you're just like sitting there like, this is fine. Like, it's good. And sitting at the adults table isn't as awesome as you think it is. Like, I'll just put it to you simple. Because whether you realize it or not, adults have a lot more responsibilities than you think. And adults have compounded responsibilities, so they're still dealing with things that they did 10 years ago that are still on their plate as well as their daily duties. So things will never be simpler than they are at the kids' table. Like, I can just tell you guys that. And I think that's why Jesus said in Matthew 18, verse 3, that we need to be like kids in order to enter the kingdom of heaven, because kids see the world as God intends it to be. They see it full of wonder, they see it full of hope, and full of opportunity. So I'm encouraging you guys and everyone watching online, I would encourage you to stay at the kids' table as long as you can, because it'll help you see the world's brokenness and its need for help as an opportunity and not as a problem that you should back away from or run away from. And that's kind of where we're sitting today, is in John chapter 6, verses 1 through 15. And to summarize it for you guys real quick, Jesus has been going around this area called Galilee, healing tons of people, performing miracles, and just teaching the good news. Like, he is the good news. And so people started to take notice. They're like, hey, this Jesus guy's all right. They start following him. So Jesus and his disciples hop in a boat to go across Galilee. And when they get to the shore, this horde of people, thousands of people, are waiting for them when they get on the shore. And they're like, hey, Jesus, we're ready to see you teach. And he's like, okay. He has compassion. Scripture says that for them. So he begins to heal their sick. And then another problem arises. They're really, really hungry. And so Jesus asked Philip, one of his disciples, he's like, hey, Philip, what do you think we should do about this? And Philip's like, Jesus, we could work for months and still not make enough money to buy everybody here a snack. So I think we should just send them away, send them into town so they can buy food for the Passover, which is a celebration that they were going through. And Jesus already knew what he was going to do because, he's Jesus. And Andrew, Peter's brother, speaks up and says, hey, there's this little boy here who has his lunch of 5 barley loaves and 2 fish, something. And Jesus takes it, gives thanks to God, and then breaks the bread and spreads it out among the thousands of people. And it says everyone is full, and there's 12 baskets of leftovers. Like, it's incredible. It's an amazing story. There's a reason why it's recorded in all 4 of the Gospels. And the first thing I want you guys to notice is that Jesus had compassion for the people whenever he got there. He saw a need, and he did what he always does. He filled the need, and he healed the people. But then another need arose, and Jesus did what he often does. He used someone to fill that need. And he didn't choose one of his disciples. He didn't choose an adult from the crowd. He chose a little boy in his lunch. And I have to imagine the boy looked at his lunch, those 5 pieces of bread and 2 fish, like I used to look at a $10 bill. Like, I would look at a $10 bill when I was 5 and be like, boy, I can buy a Bugatti and a house and a 401k, whatever that is. Like, I would dream what I could do with $10. And I imagine the boy did the exact same. And that's the first thing I want you guys to take away from this story, is to dream. Oftentimes, you guys, this gen, are not encouraged to dream and set lofty goals. You're almost encouraged to set goals that if you don't achieve them, you won't be disappointed. You need to dream, because this child probably came with his mom and his dad and had heard all about Jesus and how he was healing people, healing the sick, performing miracles, teaching amazing lessons. And he's like, wow, maybe Jesus could do something with this. And that's pretty bold, because I don't know if you know what 5,000 people looks like, but it looks like this. That's a lot of people to take one lunchbox and multiply it into that. But the 5,000 people actually only counted the men. So in all actuality, there was probably closer to 15,000, 20,000 people, and 20,000 people looks like this. And this is where we see this as a problem. Like, you see 20,000 people and you think, oh boy, there's no way I could overcome that obstacle that's been put in my way. And you may react like Philip and try to send them away or not be the answer to that problem. Or you can view it through the eyes of the child and view it as an opportunity. Because many times, God's blessings come through the form of a problem. And we can either choose to fill that need, or we can back down from it, because we get so excited about these goals and dreams that we have until we see this. And we see a wall in our way. Or you see 20,000 people and all you have is 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, no megaphone and no plan. So what do? You hand over your lunch. I know it sounds like a bullying cliche, and if you ever heard that from a bully, I'm so sorry. But this could be the most important thing you ever do. Because the good news is, Jesus was there to take the boys' lunch and do something amazing with it. And Jesus is here now, and he wants to take your lunchbox, whatever it may be, and do something with it. Because it is a good thing to dream. It is a great thing to hand over your lunch to Jesus. Because he can take those 5 pieces of bread, the 2 fish, and turn it into something so much more. Ephesians 3, verse 20 in the Passion Translation, yes, it's a little long, says this: never doubt God's mighty power to work in you and accomplish all of this. He will achieve infinitely more than your greatest request, your most unbelievable dream, and exceed your wildest imagination. He will outdo them all, for his miraculous power constantly energizes you. And guys, you may not think your gift or your lunchbox is enough, but Jesus always makes us enough because Jesus is enough. So, what's the 20,000 people in front of you? Meaning, the child saw 20,000 people, and he saw the need, and he decided to hand over his lunchbox to Jesus so Jesus could do what only he could do. Maybe the 20,000 in your life is you have a heart for your FCA at your school, and you want to help it grow so it can reach more peers that are lost. Or maybe you see a need in your community and you want to volunteer because you have a passion for fostering or a passion for CAP or whatever it may be. Or maybe the 20,000 in front of you is reaching one person. And that one person could be your mom or your dad. It could be your best friend. It could be any number of people. And see, I know that if you hand over your gifts, if you hand over your passions to Jesus, he can take them and do so much more than you could ever imagine. And I've seen him do it over and over and over again in you guys, in this gen. You guys are capable of so much. And all of you have gifts, and if you don't think you have a gift, that's a lie from the enemy. You are all gifted in something. And Jesus can take that and do so much more than you could ever imagine. So, my question for you guys as we begin to move into our small groups, into our Zoom groups, is what's in your lunchbox? And that could be any number of things. It could be people-person skills. It could be singing. It could be sports. It could be so many different things. But, see, I don't want you to get it out of order. Recognizing what your gifts is amazing. And you should all recognize your gifts, but recognizing who Jesus is and what he's done and the grace that he has, that he extends to everyone, is number one. Once you realize the grace that Jesus has for every single one of us, and you accept that free gift, then you can offer what's in your lunchbox. And I know that sounds silly, but every single one of you has something to give, even if you think it's small. And the second question is, what is the 20,000 in front of you? And it might be hard, because once you recognize what your gifts are and what you're passionate about, there's going to be adversity, or there's going to be a need that Jesus is calling you to fulfill. Rack your brains. Be honest with it. And talk with your small group leader. Talk with someone you trust and find out what your 20,000 is. And I guarantee you, if they're not helping you, we'll find someone to help you. Clay and I will help you. Anybody on staff will help you. We can get someone to help you conquer that 20,000. So, what's your 20,000?
Well, guys, I very much have enjoyed this time together, like in this room and through this digital experience. And I just want to remind you, if you need something, drop a comment in the box. Let us know. We'd love to help you out in any way we can. Camp's coming up in a month, like less than a month. It's going to be done on the 20th of June. So right now we'll be ending camp in a month. So It's coming up quick. Can't wait for it. Make sure you sign up for the app. If you're a senior, make sure you sign up for that graduation event. We'd love to celebrate you in this crazy season that you've had as you've had your senior year kind of get all kinds of screwed up. But hey, it's going to be okay, and we're going to try to make the best out of it. So guys, we love you. We thank you. We thank you all for joining us today. We will see you guys soon. Go ahead, jump into your physical groups with your digital groups integrated. We'd love to have you guys do that. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Reaching out for something you may never find. Looking for a reason not to lose your mind. Feel like you're caught in a world you don't belong to. Praying that you'll make it home. I know you're scared that the place you love is gone. Don't fear what you do not know. Feel like you're caught in a world you don't belong to. Praying that you'll make it home. I know you're scared that the place you love is gone. Don't fear what you do not know. Feel like you're caught in a world you don't belong to. Praying that you'll make it home. I know you're scared that the place you love is gone. Don't fear what you do not know.
It's sad we're not together, but I wish happiness for you. I know we said forever, love don't always make it through. Sometimes even the good things get lost along the way. We opened up the same book but found a different page. Cause honestly, your loyalties, insecurities, and priorities ain't the same. For harmony, it's the only thing I can say. I wish you well. 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 Cause honestly, your loyalties, insecurities, and priorities ain't the same. For harmony, it's the only thing I can say. I wish Welcome to the modern way. I'm trying to be somebody I'm not, but it's not what I want. And tell me there's another way. All of the lights I chased are now faded. All the cheap thrills were only time wasted. Tell me why society's plans should define who I am. Surely there's a higher way. All of my best friends are sick of pretending. We want the truth. So much is missing, so give us the real thing. I know it's you. Na 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 na. I don't want a stereotype to decide who I am. It never knew me anyway. I'm over trying to find the next high, cause the high never lasts. I'ma go another way. All of the lights I chased are now faded. Till it was right, the times they are changing. Tell me why society's plans should define who I am. Surely there's a higher way. All of my best friends are sick of pretending. We want the truth. So much is missing, so give us the real thing. I know it's you. Na 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 na.
I was there on the day that your world changed. You were scared, unprepared for the heartbreak. Everything you knew faded out of you, stole a piece of you. If I could, oh I would be a hero. Be the one who would take all the arrows, save you from the pain, carry all the weight. But I know that you're brave. Fight on, fighter. Don't let anyone steal your fire. Fight on, fighter. The spirit is alive inside you, yeah. There's a part that you hold, that you lock down. Let it breathe, give it wings, set it free now. Time to make your mark, break the prison bars, show them who you are. Fight on, fighter. Don't let anyone steal your fire. Fight on, fighter. The spirit is alive inside you, yeah. 'cause you're gonna make it.